Hello, my name is Anna Martha Ayala, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to depart just a little bit from the degree theory because I wanted to give you all better indication as to what type of astrologer you need to get your questions answered. All right. So I decided to make Sorry, my kitten back there is creating havoc because she's so excited. Um, anyway, what type of astrologer you need in order to get your questions answered? So, to give you, and I just wrote a few of the types of astrology that are available, right? Of course, you have the natal chart reading, which the degree theory is very good and very detailed of doing, right? We go into very specifics. And of course, the degree tells you a lot, all right? Um, you have the modern astrology, which is more of a psychological approach to the astrology. Um, then you have the traditional Western astrology, which is more the Hellenistic, the Ptolemy, Valens, those astrologers that are way back, um, from the beginning of time, right? Then you have the evolutionary astrologers, and these astrologers deal with like karma, past lives, your soul's journey, right? So for people that want a lot of information on their karma and stuff that they're carrying from the past lifetime into this lifetime, that's the type of astrologer that you need. These astrologers deal more with the Pluto and the lunar nodes in your chart, and they can, I imagine, give you a lot, a lot more detailed information than, for example, I would. You also have the Vedic and the ancient Babylonian astrology, which deal more with the sidereal, which is a completely different um, type of astrology itself because it deals with the constellations and the fixed stars. Rather, there's a 24-degree difference between the Western and the sidereal astrology. So this means that you're one sign on the Western side and you're another sign in the sidereal. Let's say if you are an Aries rising in Western, 9-degree Aries rising, then subtract 24 degrees and your rising sign will be Pisces because it's a sign behind, right? And Vedic, they they also deal with the karma and the past lives topic. So I'm sure that they will be much better. You will be much better suited with one of these astrologers. Or there's also horary astrology. Now, this type of astrology answers a specific question. For example, um, where are my keys? Um, when will I hear back from an interview? Um, will Johnny and I make up and be back together, right? Um, that has nothing to do with your natal chart. That is a specific chart that's drawn up for that question. And then the answer will come in a yes or no, or it won't be able to be answered. So just so you all know. The other type of astrology is astrocartography, where you pick, let's say that you want to, and this depends on like what you want to accomplish. Let's say that you want to concentrate on your career. So you ask the astrologer to find you, according to your natal chart, what is the best place for you to live in so that you can develop your career. Sorry, my kitten, like I said, is having a field day. Um, here playing. So let's say you want to find romance. So what city, what country, what place would be better for you to find a love interest? So the astrologer finds a location for you. Electional astrology is the astrology used to initiate something, the start of a business or a marriage. What is the best day, time to have uh, to get married? Um, what are the most favorable dates in the future to accomplish whatever it is that you need to accomplish? So the another form of astrology or another form of astrology reading is synastry. Synastry is the comparison of two charts for, obviously two different people, either romantic or business, or it can be, parent and child or friendships. And then the synastry tells you um, how good you are at communicating with each other, like the emotional compatibility. For romantic partnerships, the chemistry, whether it's going to be a short-term um, relationship, both romantic or, business, or if it's going to be an enduring, long-term relationship. What synastry, well, then there's the Davidson chart, which tells you what the relationship is all about, right? Because synastry is like the initial meeting, what got you guys together. Um, and the Davidson chart tells you what the relationship is going to be all about. Is it going to be business? Is it going to be romantic? Um, you know, it gives you a lot more detail. However, astrology cannot tell you the outcome of a relationship. You meet Johnny. Everything is great in the synastry. The communication, the emotional, the chemistry. It's supposed to be long term. Well, guess what? The other person has a decision. They can make a decision to leave or to stay, right? But astrology can't tell you whether the other person is going to stay around forever or whether you're going to be happy with that person. It can just tell you the compatibility, how compatible you are with that person. Another type of astrology is medical astrology. And this one, these astrologers specialize in medicine. Back in the old days, and I mean, at the beginning of like, when astrology started, the medical doctors were also astrologers, and they would give you a more holistic diagnosis, right? That as medicine advanced, they kind of set aside the astrology because it was woo-woo, I was like, hmm. So maybe I think it was like about 400 years ago, the two separated, right? Now you have the medical doctors and then you have the astrologers. So, but medical astrologers can help you guys out with more specifics as to because they specialize in the area. It's like if you're going to your general practitioner because you have some kind of pain in your back, but then when they send you to get x-rays, oh well, you have a disc that's out of alignment or it's pinched or it's bulging or whatever, then they have to send you to an orthopedic doctor or a sports medicine doctor, so or a neurosurgeon, right? They specialize in that area. So that's what I'm trying to. Having said this, for example, when I do the astrology reading for the natal chart, let's say you have an Aries rising. So according to the degree theory, your most of your medical issues will be based on your rising sign. So if you have an Aries rising, Aries rules the blood. So these people can have issues with blood pressure. They can have issues with diabetes, with anemia, blood clots. Obviously, anything, with the head, right? Breaking the head or um, accidents to the head, that kind of thing. If you have a Sagittarius rising, then lower back, hips, the liver is also related to Sag. But I also look at the sixth house. So let's say you have a Taurus sixth house. So your issues might be with the thyroid because Taurus rules everything that is in the neck, right? So thyroid, vocal cords, the clavicle, you can break the bone here. This is called the clavicle. So I do a combination of your rising sign and your sixth house, right? So those, I combine those. Now, for, like I said, extensive details on planetary aspects and remedies and stuff like that for specific diseases, then you need to go to a medical astrologer. And most of them won't diagnose you because it's against the law because you're practicing medicine, right? And we're not medical doctors. But at least you'll be able to maybe have a more holistic treatment, right? Look at options. Um, Anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to tell you guys. When I do natal chart readings based on the degree theory, I go house by house, telling you, based on your degree, on the planets in that house. As an example, if you have Gemini in the second house, the money that you make from the job that you do, let's say you have it at 12 degrees. The house cusp is at 12 degrees. So you will be earning something, and then, 12 degrees is a Pisces degree, obviously, and something either from medical, Pisces rules medicine, a pharmacy, photography, art. But Gemini is more digital, magazines, books, internet. So you combine the two, right? You could be doing something medically related that's on the internet. You could be doing um, photography and putting it on the internet to sell your digital prints. The same thing with art. You could be painting, doing some kind of design work, right? Although design is Libra, but what I'm saying is like you paint because that's Pisces, but you sell it through the internet. And that's how you make your money. Now, Gemini is always two sources of income. Because so a lot of the people that have Gemini in the second house have two things going on at the same time and they get their money in little bits. They don't get it in like a lump sum. Okay, so that's an example of the type of reading that you would get with me. It's very detailed. Um, and so far, knock on wood, the people that I've done charts for have always been very, happy with the reading. So, like I said, I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what type of astrologer you need to get the best help possible. Also, one last thing, you can ask an astrologer if I've had questions, oh, is my daughter going to get married? There's a limited amount of information based on your chart using the derivative house system, right? Um, I can give you some information, but it's better to look at that person's chart, right? So um, it's a reading on your natal chart, not your daughter, your son, your mother, it gets very, people can get very creative. So I just want you to know, the limitations and also the pluses, right, to having an astrology natal reading with the degree theory and also the other types of astrology available to you. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate you subscribing to the channel to help the channel grow. And thank you for your time and attention.